This is Kyle Gorman with the Employer Blueprint, and we are working our way through creating clear definition for our employees. Last week we talked about creating short-term and long-term goals, and now we're going to dive even further into key performance indicators. Now, really what we're talking about with short-term and long-term goals is how does the employee going to be able to evaluate their success? Key performance indicators are a good way for you to know whether they're following the roadmap to get there. And so that's the way I like to try to explain this and how it's different. Is one is kind of the final destination, and the other, the key performance indicators, these are the roadmap. So we're going to say if you're doing these things, these other things should be accomplished. So the reason that this is so important is because you've created these goals, and then once you start to put this roadmap in, you're starting to help people understand what the end goal, what the end result is going to be, and ultimately what you are looking at for their success. Because if you say that the goal is to close 4 deals per quarter, and within that goal of creating 4 deals per quarter, really what you want to know is, are you generating $200,000 in gross revenue? Well, now we've got a disconnect because we created the goal, but your performance indicator is the revenue side. And so it's diving it just a little bit further down. It's digging a little deeper into what this is, but these are great things for you as the leader to be paying attention to, maybe more so than just simply what your employee is paying attention to. They're focusing on their goals and accomplishing these goals. You can focus on these indicators to know whether they are following the roadmap to accomplish the goals that you've set out for them. Now, what I want to caution you on in key performance indicators is don't overcomplicate it. Oftentimes as managers, what we want to do is we want to create this huge dashboard and we say, oh, well, I want to know this and it'd be good to know that and it sure would be good to have this data. But really we want to keep it very simple. We want to make sure that we're just looking at the true kind of key components that ultimately lead to our final destination, and not try to overcomplicate and think about too many things and create too many data metrics. So next, once we've defined the goals for the team, now we can work on each individual, and we're going to develop the specific goals for each individual on our team. So what we want to look at is this high-level strategy, and then we take that high-level strategy and we say, how do we accomplish that through the whole team? And now we're going to break that down and understanding each person on the team is an individual with individual skills and individual abilities. And so how do we take that goal for the team and we put that into individual areas to give each person some specific attainable goals that they need to be focusing on? Now, as we talk about this full definition of management, accomplishing defined strategies and goals through others, it's through others that really makes the difference. You can bring in a consultant to help with these other 3 things that I just talked about, but only a great leader and a great manager can accomplish these through others. And so the next thing you have to do is create the accountability metrics and the recognition metrics to help your team accomplish these things. You've got to understand, how are we going to hold people accountable? How am I going to recognize them for a job well done? How are we going to develop them through their career and through their goals? How are we going to recognize when there are challenges on the team that need to be addressed and taken care of immediately so we don't get off track? That is what makes a great manager, as opposed to someone that just can help develop strategies and goals. It's the implementation of those that really take you to the next step in your management career. So I hope you've enjoyed how we've broken this down, and I understand this raises 1,000 more questions. So if you have any thoughts or questions, please just reach out to me, contact me. I'd love to hear it. I'd be happy to help you with any challenges you're facing in your business. In the meantime, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can get more great content as we continue unpacking this concept of management and what it really means for you and your organization. This is Kyle Gorman with the Employer Blueprint.